Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, it's not going to go quite the way it normally would. We're not going to be doing any technical analysis, no news reading, no price predictions, no teaching, but this still may end up being one of the most important videos that I ever make, partially because it might be the last. 9 days ago, on the 17th of December, Larceny uploaded a YouTube video called "My YouTube Channel Was Terminated. You Won't Believe Why." In that video, he detailed how his YouTube channel was indeed taken down, and thousands of people reported his videos being missing from his channel because it didn't exist anymore. Luckily, it was reinstated the same day. We thought that might be the end of it, but now fast forward a week, and as you can see, it's spread.
YouTubers beware. Your channel could be removed, access revoked, and effectively banned at the sole discretion of YouTube, which of course is owned by Google.
In this video, we will be discussing what is becoming known as the Great Crypto Purge of YouTube and what we can do to resolve it. First things first, my YouTube channel, as you can see, is completely clear of copyright and community guideline strikes. I have somewhat surprisingly been completely unimpacted considering the scope of the circumstance facing my fellow YouTubers, of which, if any, by the way, are watching this video, I will be addressing you directly at the end of this video. For now though, context. I'm going to be brief because my friend Carl over at The Moon has just uploaded a video a few hours ago detailing exactly what happened here and how many YouTube channels have been censored. As you saw earlier on, some of the big names in the space like Data Dash, Ivan on Tech, Box Mining, Sunny Decree, and many others have had their channels completely taken down with community guideline strikes levied against them. So please, as I said, go watch Carl's video right here. Also, make sure you watch it all the way through. Any ads, don't skip them. Hit the like button and tell them in the comment section down below that I sent you. We need all of the support that we can get right now, each and every single one of us. So please go watch his video. It'll be linked at the top of the description. First things first, guys. I need to explain to you exactly how community guidelines and copyright strikes work. As you guys can see here, this article will also be linked down below. The first time that you get a community guideline strike, you will get a warning. We understand mistakes happen and you don't mean to violate our policies. This is why the first violation is only a warning. Most YouTubers, and in fact Carl over on his Twitter account has gone ahead and outlined many of them, have either had a warning or a strike or two. Carl, for example, has had a warning. I haven't even had a warning. The first strike, though, is where things start to get dicey. If we find your content doesn't follow our policies for a second time, which, by the way, YouTube has not been clear on, we still don't know why this is happening, you'll get a strike. This means you won't be able to do the following for 1 week. This is what several of these YouTubers are facing. As far as I'm aware, Data Dash, Ivan on Tech, Box Mining, and Sunny Decree may be facing a second strike, but many of the YouTubers are facing more than just one strike, completely out of the blue. The first strike means that you will be unable to do the following for 1 week: upload videos, live streams, or stories, create custom thumbnails or community posts, create, edit, or add collaborators to playlists, add or remove playlists from the watching page using the save button. Full privileges will be restored automatically after the 1 week period, but your strike will remain on your channel for a full 90 days, which means strikes do go away. A lot of people talk about strikes as if they are permanent, and if you get 3 in the lifetime of your channel, you're kind of screwed. It's only in 90 days, so these will eventually go away, hopefully. The second strike. If you get a second strike within the same 90-day period as your first strike, you will not be able to post content for 2 weeks. If there are no further issues, further privileges will be restored automatically after the 2 week period. Third strike. 3 strikes in the same 90-day period will result in your channel being permanently removed from YouTube, otherwise known as terminated. Also note, each strike expires in 90 days from the time as issued, and that deleting the content will not remove your strike. So what this means, guys, is that a lot of these YouTube channels have had at the very least 1 strike levied against them, and the fact that they've all had strikes levied against them at the exact same time indicates either that there's some kind of mass flagging campaign going on, which a lot of people have been talking about, there's been a policy change behind the scenes at YouTube, or 3, which I personally think is very unlikely, and I'll discuss this in a little bit, a conspiracy is happening. For now though, guys, I want to jump over to a Cointelegraph article that talks about this in detail. Cryptocurrency influencers speak out on YouTube deleting crypto-related content. YouTuber Chris Dunn, whose channel has over 210,000 subscribers, and if you look up the keyword Bitcoin, you're still going to find videos that he uploaded 3 years ago. I know the guy. Noticed on Monday that the platform has removed all of his videos that mentioned cryptocurrencies. That is interesting because actually, if you go to his channel, he still has a lot of videos here. And in fact, these videos may have been reinstated. As you can see, there are still videos talking about Bitcoin here. But the fact that the videos removed were only the ones that mentioned cryptocurrencies is certainly concerning. Why is YouTube deleting crypto content? YouTube has not yet released a public statement on why they are banning cryptocurrency related content. Now guys, remember when I was talking about Larceny and his channel being deleted. He thinks that this was because of people impersonating him in the comments section of his videos and people falling for that scam. And also that there was a mass flagging campaign going on where people would come, and I'm not even going to show you how to do it because it's a tool that is abused, but they would flag his channel And if you get enough flags, then the YouTube algorithm's going to think, okay, well, there's a reason this person's being flagged this much. It's a way to get a channel taken down. So at the moment, it's not totally clear if this is because of a change in YouTube's policies behind closed doors that we still don't know about for some reason, or if because there's been a glitch in the algorithm, or because there's a group of people that are trying to conspire to take down cryptocurrency YouTube. There are theories on all three of those topics. I'm not going to entertain a whole lot of them in today's video. Everybody on YouTube who is still here, and those who aren't still here on Twitter, have been talking about that quite significantly. That's not the point of today's video. The point of today's video is this, guys. It's not to yell at YouTube. It's not to cry conspiracy. It's not to freak out because of what's going on here. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The point of today's video is to use what we are looking at right now as a learning experience. And please watch this video because I think you're going to appreciate what I have to say. Before we even dive into it, guys, there's one thing I want to make very clear. There are good people and there are bad people in cryptocurrency space. And then, of course, you have a lot of people that fall somewhere in the middle. As Carl said in his video, I don't personally know about half of these YouTubers right here that he listed. I do know and respect Carl, and I think he's a good guy. I like Ivan on Tech. I like Nicholas Merton over at Data Dash, and several of the others on this list. No matter who I like or trust, I want you guys to understand something. No matter whether or not you like the people on this list, we are in this together. We're trying to grow cryptocurrency. We're trying to build a community here. We're trying to foster something that could change the world. And because of that, we need to come together. I don't want to see any fighting in the comment section. I don't want to see any fighting on Twitter. I don't want to see any name calling. I want to see community. I want to see people coming together for the greater good of what I think we would all consider a worthwhile endeavor, cryptocurrency, YouTube, and development of the Bitcoin ecosystem. With that being said, guys, I believe every storm cloud comes with a silver lining. And in fact, if you choose to focus on that silver lining and maximize the impact it has, rather than focusing on the negative side of things that the cloud itself brings, you can overcome nearly any obstacle. This ties well into the concept of delayed gratification that we've talked about so much here on the channel. What is a liability or defeat today can grow to become your greatest asset tomorrow. My childhood was fraught with hardship, depression, pain, and uncertainty, the likes of which I would wish upon no man, but I wouldn't trade that for anything because it has become my greatest asset. The impact that anything has on your life is completely dependent on you. It is not dependent upon the circumstances by which those impacts were delivered. The book Napoleon Hill wrote, Think and Grow Rich, may have been one of the greatest pieces of literature ever composed, and starting on page 49, he has this to say. You have been disappointed. You have undergone defeat during the Depression. You have felt the great heart within you crushed until it bled. Take courage, for these experiences have tempered the spiritual metal of which you were made. They are assets of incomparable value. Remember that, too, all who succeeded in life get off to a bad start and pass through many heartbreaking struggles before they arrive. The turning point in the lives of those who succeed usually comes at the moment of some crisis through which they are introduced to their other selves. John Bunyan wrote Pilgrim's Progress, which is among the finest of all English literature, after he had been confined in a prison and sorely punished because of his views on the subject of religion. O. Henry discovered the genius which slept within his brain after he had been met with great misfortune and was confined in a prison cell in Columbus, Ohio, being forced through misfortune to become acquainted with his other self and to use his imagination. He discovered himself to be a great author instead of a miserable criminal and outcast society had deemed him to be. Strange and varied are the ways of life, and stranger still are the ways of infinite intelligence through which the men are sometimes forced to undergo all sorts of punishment before discovering their own brains and their own capacity to create useful ideas through imagination. Edison, the world's greatest inventor and scientist, was a tramp telegraph operator. He failed innumerable times before he was driven finally to the discovery of the genius which slept within his brain. Charles Dickens began by pasting labels on blacking pots, the tragedy of his first love penetrating the depths of his soul and converted him into one of the world's great authors. That tragedy produced first David Copperfield, then a succession of other works that made this a richer and better world for all those who read his books. Disappointment over love affairs generally has the effect of driving men to drink and women to ruin, and this because most people never learn the art of transmuting their strongest emotions into dreams of a constructive nature. Helen Keller became deaf and dumb and blind shortly after birth. Robert Burns was an illiterate country lad. Booker T. Washington was born into slavery, handicapped by race and color, but because he was tolerant, had an open mind at all times on all subjects, and was a dreamer, he left his impress for good on an entire race. No matter what happens in the coming days, whether YouTube decides to relieve the restrictions and punishments it is levied against our fellow content creators or not, it is our responsibility and our duty in these trying times to survive, thrive, use these trying times not as fodder for which to complain on social media, but education by which we can expand our horizon. And I'm not forgetting the impact that the permanent loss of a YouTube channel will have on the team and the family that creates those videos. It is not despite that hardship, but because of that hardship, we have a duty to ensure that those losses are but temporary. We must not waste time dwelling in depression. We must push forward and pave a new path if we must. No matter what happens here, we've been through hardships and we will be through worse. YouTube or whoever is behind these attacks may try to silence us, and in this modern age of technology, perhaps they will succeed. But no matter what they do to our channels, no matter what they do to our brands, they will never be able to take away the one thing that sets us apart from everyone else, the fire in our hearts to succeed and watch Bitcoin grow to become what it was always destined to become, a global currency that will liberate millions. And as always, guys, I want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.